All right, let's jump right in. We've got some breaking news today, a major announcement that could really reshape Europe's entire tech future. So let's get straight to what's happening. So here's the headline. A major new strategy just dropped. It's called the EU Economic Blueprint 2.0, and really, it's a massive push to speed up how fast artificial intelligence is being adopted all across the continent.
Okay, so this whole announcement really breaks down into three main things we're going to look at. First up, there's a huge new training program for small businesses. Then, a pretty big financial commitment to youth safety when it comes to AI. And finally, a new expanded way of working directly with European governments.
So what's this blueprint really all about? Well, its whole mission is to make sure that people, businesses, and countries in Europe don't just sit back and watch the AI revolution happen. They actually lead it. It's all about making sure everyone gets to be a part of what's being called the intelligence age. But you might be asking, why now? What's the big rush? Well, it all comes down to solving one really critical problem. And this is a key idea for today. It's called the capability overhang. Okay, so the main issue is this. The tech itself is moving way, way faster than we're putting it to use. This gap, this capability overhang, between what AI can do and what we're actually doing with it, well, that's a whole lot of untapped potential. And honestly, that's a serious economic risk. And believe me, the stakes here are incredibly high. This quote from the report really spells out the danger. If this gap isn't closed, all those amazing productivity gains from AI could end up in the hands of just a few countries or companies. And that would create a whole new digital divide. So for Europe, just sitting back and doing nothing, that's not an option. And here's what that problem looks like in numbers. If you look at the projections for 2025, you'll see big companies at a 55% AI adoption rate. But what about small businesses? The backbone of Europe's economy. They're way down at just 17%. That is a staggering gap, and it really threatens to leave them in the dust. But it's not all doom and gloom. If we zoom out and look at the bigger picture, Europe is actually ahead of the game in some ways. The latest data shows that, on average, the EU uses 17% more of what they call AI thinking capabilities, which is basically just a way of measuring how intensely the tech is used, than the rest of the world. So the foundation to build on, it's definitely there. Yeah, but that average number hides a more complicated story. See, inside the EU itself, there's a massive 40% gap in AI use between the top country and the one at the bottom. In fact, 9 member states are still performing below the global average. So closing that internal gap, that's a huge target for this new blueprint. And this brings us right to the heart of the announcement. We've laid out the problem, right? This capability overhang, this gap within the EU. So the big question is, what's actually being done to fix it? Okay, first up is a major initiative that's a direct answer to that adoption gap we were just talking about. It's a huge new program aimed squarely at Europe's small and medium-sized businesses, or SMEs, as you'll hear them called. And they are not messing around, they're starting big. The headline number for this new SME AI Accelerator program, 20,000. That's right, 20,000 small and medium-sized businesses are going to get dedicated training in AI skills. And the whole program is designed to be super accessible. It's a partnership with Booking.com. It's open to businesses in literally any sector. And, this is crucial, you don't need any kind of technical background. The training will be a mix of workshops and online sessions, starting in 6 countries, which should make it really easy for business owners to jump in. All right, the second big piece of this blueprint gets that for AI to really take off, people have to trust it. So this part of the plan focuses on the social side of things. And specifically, I'm making sure it's safe for young people. And this is such a fundamental point. I mean, think about it. For the next generation that's growing up with AI all around them, building trust isn't just a nice little bonus. It's absolutely essential. Without it, this whole thing just stalls out. And to prove they're serious, they're putting some real money behind this. A new youth safety grant program is being launched, and it's funded with €500,000 to support critical research and teamwork in this area. The goals for this grant are super clear. Get the experts, youth organizations, researchers, AI developers working together. Support child protection, promote digital well-being, and fund real, proven ways to make the online world safer for kids. It's all about building a trustworthy AI ecosystem, right from the ground up. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. This one scales the whole vision up to the national level. It's a new framework for really deep collaboration, working directly with the governments of EU member states. So, through this OpenAI for Europe initiative, the plan is to expand direct support to governments to help them hit their own national AI goals. And looking ahead to 2026, the focus is going to be on some really critical areas. We're talking education and health, AI skills and certifications, disaster response, cybersecurity, and of course, boosting local startup scenes.
So let's bring it all together. You've got training for small businesses, a huge focus on trust and safety, and deeper partnerships with governments. This blueprint, it's Europe's big, ambitious plan to close that capability gap and really take the lead in the intelligence age. The only question left is it going to be enough?